So hey, how's it going? We're back with more Darkest Dungeon. I think there was one more name someone sent in that they wanted someone named after them, but I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh yeah. Joe Kalanga or something, which I'm just gonna shorten to Joe. Who do we have that we can rename? That's a chick, so I'm not gonna name her Joe. Although there are some girl Joes, but fuck that. Pippin, I like his name. Reynald, we're gonna rename our, probably our best person, or maybe a new person. This man at arms is probably gonna end up being pretty valuable, so congratulations, Joe. But yeah, anyway, we need to get ready for the next embark. So first of all, I'm gonna kind of look and see what we're up against, get an idea of what we need. Delayed curse craving. That'd be important if we ever got the actual curses activated, but I've been told again that that's not a good idea, and I kind of already thought it was going to be a pretty bad idea, so I'm just going to continue to ignore that until I just feel particularly suicidal or masochistic one night, and then I'll, bring it on myself. Healing skill. That's actually really fucking good. Just better heat. Yeah. Okay, that's an option. Move, resist, and protection, but -2 speed. -2 speed is kind of balls. Virtue chance, but less health. That's alright, I guess. Only Vestal, though. Is that the fucking Holy Grail, though? Ah, just a chalice. +8 dodge, but -10 accuracy range is for highwaymen only. That's interesting. And stun skill chance, which is good. Stun skill chance, but dodge, that's just plain worse than this one. That one's grave robber only. I don't know, none of these stand out as just amazing must-have, except maybe this one. So I guess that's where we'll go, Warrens. Now I forget what the Warrens is and what kind of enemies are there. So let me think. The Weald has the rats and people. The Cove has the fish people. We haven't gone there yet, but I know that that's what's there. Is the Warren the one with the spiders and shit? Or no, is that the Weald? I don't know. It's not that important. It's not like we actually have many options for who we're bringing anyway, so it's not really a big deal. We can actually bring our exact same party again, and that's not a bad idea because they're all in perfectly fine condition, and it worked pretty fucking well last time. Maybe we'll switch out Pippin because he's kind of a... I don't know. We might want to do something with this. We might want to mess with him a bit. Maybe we could bring somebody new along just to get some level ups going. Maybe Pablo. He's a good back row guy. That's some okay damage, and it's not bad. He's good against Eldritch, which is definitely not what we're going to be fighting. In fact, maybe we should just save him for something like that. What else do we have? This guy. I think I'm just going to do the same party again. I mean, if it works, it works. Don't... no reason to mess with it. Yeah, so we just gotta explore, we got the charm, okay. So we're set up for that, but let's make sure there's nothing else we want to do. Like, for instance, no, not the tavern. For instance, we might want to recruit some people. Who do we not have? An abomination. What's the abomination like again? What's his kind of deal? Wait, does he start out with everything unlocked? Holy shit. He's got, yeah, wow. Transform, which changes to mode Beast. +1 speed, +20 blight resist, +10% damage, but it stresses out everybody else. Yeah, that sounds bad. I mean, the stress sounds bad. Range damage, -60 with a... Okay, so he's got a stun attack. He's got a blight attack. He's got a stress heal on himself and a normal heal on himself. He's got sort of a damage dealer with a buff against 2 enemies. That's pretty fucking good, actually. He's got a regular old attack, and he's got a moving forward attack. That sounds not bad. It's just that his special thing seems to be detrimental to everyone else. I don't know if he's really a priority for us to pick up. Another Vestal's good just because, I mean, it's our only healer. We have an Antiquarian. Okay, so we don't need one of those. We have a Vestal. We could get another. We don't have a Grave Robber, and actually, yeah. That sounds good, right? We'll get her. I don't know. But we have space. Sure, okay, so that's what we'll do.
To those with a keen eye,
We don't have any more upgrades for these guys, I don't think. Right? Except maybe Pippin. Wait a minute. Yeah. Alright, that could actually help a lot. Oh, and we actually do need to decide if we want Pippin to keep the same skills or if we want him to do something different. Because what we had before was we had him moving forward all at once. And then using his... Wait, could I get his finale to have more than one use? What does this change? More accuracy. And that's it? Alright. Yeah, like maybe we want something like this that moves him forward just one, but it's like a regular sort of attack, and I can just like... Or no, wait, the finale's not what we need. No, we want to keep the finale the same. Never mind. Fuck, that's wrong. But we might want to have him go forward a little slower. Because this doesn't do any damage, his normal attack. The only thing he has right now that does damage, the only thing he has equipped that does damage, is just his finale. And that's, I don't know if that's really the best. Slice off, no. So like maybe we replace it with this. He slowly moves forward. Okay, we gotta check out the rest of the team. The problem is like, okay, if she was back one, she can move forward. That's fine. If he's back one, there's actually like kind of no difference. I mean, it's still basically fine. And if she's back one, it's also basically fine. Okay. So yeah, I think we can try out that strategy. How many shekels am I getting for this? No, I'm not getting... I wish I was getting shekels for this. I haven't gotten shit. And no, I did see that there was a new DLC that came out like today. I'm not invested enough to have that quite yet. It's just a new character. I mean, it's probably like overpowered shit anyway. I'll just pass for now. Let's get this. Let's try this new strategy here. This and this. There we go. Everybody else is already good, right? Everybody else is upgraded. Yes. Yes. And yes. Okay, perfect. I wish they're fucking paying me for this. Although I could always just pirate the new DLC off of fucking IGG Games or something. That's always a legitimate option. Yeah, I think we're fucking good. I think we can go. There's nothing we really need to upgrade. There's nobody who needs stress healing. We're in like fucking perfect position. I was telling you guys, this game is too easy. I don't know what people are complaining about with this shit. Just bring tons of torches and never worry about anything. Take 2 shovels. We'll take maybe all your food. Yeah, all of it. We'll take 2 keys. We'll take a bandage or 2. I guess we'll take one of these. We do want some actual room, but that's fine. Too cheap to even buy a game, proof that I'm a Jew? Yeah, well, okay. That's, is that... I don't know what to say to that one. I'm not sure about that one. Wouldn't it be... If I was a Jew, wouldn't I give my fellow Jews my money? Just as a sign of respect to the fellow members of my international clan? Right? Wouldn't I support their endeavors because I know they're going to support mine? I don't know. I don't know what that... No, you keep your shekels. Yeah, well. I think that's just being smart.
Finding the stuff is only the first.
More... Oh.
Now it must be
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Another journal page. The Journal of Darius. The road to this damned hamlet was a tricky one, both to find and to travel. When it revealed its ruined face, I swore I had never seen such neglect. Some buildings collapsed and uncaring residents fidgeting uselessly. I went swiftly to the tavern. Others, we've read this before. I guess it was one we didn't keep, though. The big Jew does not care for the little Jew. But what about the opposite? Like the little guy. But seriously, is this game worth $10? I think I'm a little early to say that for sure. So far, it's like, yeah, $10. I mean, probably worthwhile. But I'm not gonna... Honestly, I mean, if you wanna check, I mean, I would honestly... just recommend pirating it and seeing how you like it, and then buying it if you think it's good. Although at that point, there's always the temptation of just like, well, I've already pirated it. Why buy it? You know. But you know, that's a you problem, how you feel with your conscience or whatever. It's never really bothered me before. Not that I kind of do this thing. This is not an admission of guilt, of course. This is just a you know, hypothetical sort of thing. If I were to do something like that, I wouldn't feel particularly bad about it. But I mean, if it's a good indie developer, you know, I'll throw my shekels at him. All recorded. Yeah, well, you're not wrong. I mean, this is going up on YouTube later, and I'm too fucking lazy to edit out something like that. So you're right. I mean, this is incriminating, but it was a joke, man. FBI, please, it was a joke. Okay, stop bleeding, asshole. Oh, stop that. No, we need light. No, but there's no enemies. Okay, well. A critical scouting success will sometimes reveal a secret room. Oh. You say that, but I don't actually see a secret room. These were all here before, right? Oh, secret door. Oh, yeah, right there. Got it. Cool. So apparently Mario Odyssey came out like just I think earlier today or pretty recently. I don't have a Switch, so I haven't played it all. I have no idea if it's supposed to be good. I haven't read any reviews or anything. But oh shit, this is some good stuff. More protection, more stress. That's okay, but the money's fucking great. But yeah, I'm kind of wondering, you know, if it's any good, because this is another game where I'm cautiously optimistic. It literally got a 6 out of 5 on some site. Oh. See, that just makes me... That's a little too heavy shilling. When you go that far, that just activates my shill sensors of like, okay, I mean, it can't be that good. That's impossible. Nothing is that good. Okay, so how are we going to do this? We want to... I didn't fucking equip his skills. Okay, yeah. Good. Can we buff everybody? Yeah, okay. Yeah, buff everybody. Sweet. Yeah, I'm just kind of curious. Yeah. I feel like they did that for the sake of clickbaiting. Yeah. Yeah, that's... I guess I gotta hand it to him on that one. I was in advertising before. I worked in advertising. I'll have to give credit where credit is due. That's a smart way to get people to check out, you know, because you're gonna read the review. You're like, how the fuck do you give it a 6 out of 5? Let's read it, you know. And if they got paid for it by the Mario Odyssey guys, you know, by Nintendo, then that's also just a great advertisement, because it's like, if you got a 6 out of 5, like I have to fucking play it. What other game got a 6 out of 5? None of them. What kind of damage are we looking at? Oh, he's got a lot of health. That big man has... Okay. This could kill this guy? Let's go for that. Nah, well. And... 7... Let's finish the guy in the back off. One less enemy. One less dickhead to worry about. We'll do a quick party heal. Everybody's a little low on health. Yeah, we do fuck all, but that's fine. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. The game came out like just fucking the other day, and there are already reviews out. I know like reviewers on these websites get advanced copies or something, but even like fucking YouTube video reviews are out already. I saw that like that guy Pro Jared, who I haven't watched any of his stuff in a long time because it seems like he's gone full like shill mode. But he was talking about it, and he has a review out already. Like, fucking hours after it came out. It's like, how could you possibly have an opinion on the game yet? Okay. Like, it's just fucking ridiculous. And, like, I almost watched it because I was just curious, like, how the fuck can you have an opinion? Like, it's just... You can't. Like, what... I'm trying to figure out, like, what asinine thing he came up with to put that video out. But then I was like, no. He's trying to get me. That would be giving in. That would be admitting defeat. The clickbait would have worked. It would have won. So I just ignored it. I'm not fucking watching that. This might kill this guy. Again, I am extremely surprised at how easy this seems to be doing. I mean, this guy's a little low on health, but look, now it's fixed. You could give him the watch on YouTube, they get no ad money. What do you mean by that? Just because the ad money's so low right now? Yeah, well. This should just kill this guy. Sweet. Is the crit chance really high on that finale? Not really. Yeah, I know the ad money's shit right now. I just never really noticed it myself because, like, on YouTube, it started out I wasn't making shit. Now I'm making, like, small amounts of money. It's been an improvement for me. We gotta get rid of something. In fact, we might want to get rid of 2 things. This thing kind of, I don't want that. And these journal pages seem to be worthless, so that works. Yeah, I mean that probably is part of it. That things are just getting shittier because, yeah, I mean it is like a progression that all art forms or what a art. It's not a fucking art form. Yeah, medium. Good. Yeah, as they progress, that just kind of fucking happens. Is that they get more stale and they get commercialized and they just sort of get worse, and then if you're smart, you move on to whatever the next big thing is and wait until that falls apart and becomes, you know, ass. And the cycle will repeat itself forever until you off yourself or, you know, whatever. Something, until something changes, but it won't really. Probably won't. I mean, you won't even kill yourself, let's be honest. Not even that will change. You'll just put up with this shit for the rest of your sad, sorry life. But hey, whatever. I mean, yeah, eventually 1 of 2 things will happen. Either it'll become like, it'll die, or it'll become like a zombie. Or maybe, yeah, maybe it'll come through some sort of renaissance. I mean, yeah, books exist, music exists. There's some good fucking music out there. I've been listening to some good shit recently. And there are good books still, even with the postmodern bullshit. There's even some good postmodern books. Not exactly, I mean, it's not a lot of them, but it happens. Honestly, it might not even be that different. It might just be a situation of, like, there's that old adage about how, like, 90% of everything is terrible. And that seems to just hold up all the time. Maybe, like, during the early stages of any sort of medium, that 90%'s a little lower, you know, 80% of everything is shit or something. But eventually it just goes back to 90%, and that seems to hold up everywhere, and it's just that sometimes these mediums sort of start to die off, and if you don't have enough things, like, okay, if 90% of everything is shit, that means 1 out of every 10. But what if only 9 things get made or something? You might not have anything good. That's, I don't know. I was kind of thinking about that with like, I was trying to understand why so many people watch so much weeb shit, like anime and stuff, because I don't really watch much myself. I've watched like a few shows, but it's never really interested me that much, despite the fact I really like animation, like American animation or French animation and stuff. But, and I realize it's probably just because they pump out so much shit in Japan that it has to be, some of it has to be good, because 10% is good, right? And if they shove out fucking 40 shows a season, that's 4 good shows. Oh yeah, that's another thing. It's just, yeah, movie companies and shit like that, they're just lazy. I mean, they're the same stories. They just reuse them because they know it sells. People like those stories. People are going to buy those stories. People are going to get obsessed with those stories and you know, buy merchandise or whatever the fuck. You know, buy Scarface spin-offs or... Is anime going to shit? I wouldn't be surprised. Wasn't there that anime recently that won a bunch of awards that was literally about gay people figure skating? I mean, I haven't watched it, to be fair, but that's because it's clearly not my it's clearly not designed for me. But it got all those awards, and I was like, really? Is this where we are? The point is not that they are lazy. Well, then what? Is it just every story we see has been told? See, I don't know about that. You know, you say that, but I think there's still, like, some stories out. I mean, basically it's the same story, but, like, I just bought this this book. What the fuck is it called? On a Winter's Night, a Traveler, or something. And it's like I've only read the very beginning of it, like the first fucking page or something. But the book starts out, the whole book is written in like second person, and the book is about you, the reader, reading a book called On a Winter's Night, a Traveler. And that's the book. And like, maybe it's been done before, but I haven't seen it before. And it's, at least in the way it's told, like it's pretty new-ish. I don't know. I certainly haven't seen anything like that. I think there's still value to telling, like, certain stories, even if it's the same story, telling it in a different way, or like a more perfecting it. Almost like people who made statues in the Renaissance era made, you know, realistic statues of people. They've kind of figured out how to do that. And nowadays, if you made a statue of a person, it's not going to look much better than ones in the past. It's not going to look much different, but it's going to be the same. You're improving upon. But yeah, I think that maybe that's the problem, is they're getting the same stories, so the same templates, but they're not improving on them. They're just like, well, this is a template that works. Because yeah, like personally, I have no problem with almost like a cliche like underdog story or something like that. I don't mind that as long as it's not the same shit. Like, you can tell the same story, but do it better, right? You can always do it better. You know, if you're gonna give me another Rocky movie, make it better than Rocky. Don't give me Rocky 4 or whatever the fuck, however many they made. You know, it's like, yeah. I still think it somewhat comes back to laziness mixed with the fact that yeah, I mean, the stories are similar, but they don't try and hide that fact. They don't try and do anything with that. I guess let's hit this guy in the back here. Okay, we'll do a party heal here. I should probably bandage up this guy, too. Possible kill. There we go. Nice. Oh yeah, Star Wars. Yeah, I mean, Star Wars is just like the hero's journey, which wasn't a revolutionary thing either. It was just Campbell talking about, you know, this is how, like, half the fucking stories in the world are. But it works, you know. Yeah. When it's well done, it's good. I just wish people did it more well done, more often. But I think even if these big companies tried, I still think probably the same stats would hold up. It would probably still be that 90% of everything is shit. Maybe it would be better if they tried. Maybe the 90% of everything being shit takes into account that people don't try. Oh shit, that's some bad stress. But I don't know. I have a feeling that that seems like just a law of the universe. Like, most things are shit. It makes the stuff that's good that much better, I guess, if you want to look at it kind of pretty fucking optimistically.
Give them no quarter.
Shit is relative? Yeah. I think to some extent. I don't know. I think I can almost say it's like relativity based in objectivity. Like, something can be... I mean, something can be objectively good, but then something could still be relatively good for a subjective reason. But then there's usually some combination there of, like, something can be objectively bad, but subjectively good because of some experience of yours, or something could be objectively good, but not that you could have... Well, if it was objectively good, I guess it couldn't fall under you subjectively not liking... I don't know. I think there's some middle ground there. kind of like a nature-nurture thing, how a lot of people say that nature-nurture is like it's kind of both, although certainly nature's a lot more so than most people give it credit for. Another jester die. Well, we've already got one, so I don't need that. I guess we're just fucking missing all this stuff. Oh, let's use some torches and just clear that out. They won't even let me use that last one. Just fucking get rid of it. You agree with me? Well, okay, yeah. it is annoying typing out all this kind of thing. I have the advantage in talking about this right now. But is there anything else we can get rid of? Sapphire, no. Bleed skill chance on a Hellion. Do I even fucking have a Hellion? You're a Hellion. We could just equip that then. Speed damage. We'd have to get rid of something. Maybe we switch this on to somebody. Speed, damage, stress. Maybe we... Who could that be good on? Nobody has like a... We'll put it on you just because you have the lowest stress right now. Just to... Are you kidding me? Are you fucking joking? Here we go. Got it. There it is. Oh, no, wait. We don't want that. Fuck off. There we go. Okay. Not locked. Cool. Okay, cool, nice, okay. Good. What happened to this game being hard? 70, 90, 60, 80. Well, that's a good reason to keep away this highwayman. He's pretty good at traps. Oh, nice stress heal. We're actually, like, pretty close to already being done with this, too. We might want to, after the next battle or so, we'll probably want to, oh, okay, don't have room. We'll probably want to use that log and get some stealth healing done. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of why I wish... it's one reason why I really wish animation would get big in the US. Because I think we're fucking good at it. Just in general. I mean, we invented it, basically. We just don't make enough of it. So, like... It's like in Japan or whatever. Again, I'm not exactly an expert on this topic, but in Japan, it's like they come out with like fucking 160 shows a year or something. Because I think they said it's like over 40 a season, just animated shows. And it's like you come out with that much, something's gonna be good. You know, I mean, imagine 100 shows come out in a year. That means 10 are just, by all likelihood, good. And probably one out of 100 is probably a fucking masterpiece. But, in the US, it's like, you'd be lucky to get fucking 10 a year, you know? Which means you'd be lucky to get one good thing a year. And yeah, that's before even worrying about, you know, if they're actually trying to make like a piece of art or if they're trying to make a product. That's before we even come to that issue. I'm just saying it's not a good situation. Yeah, superhero movie. I don't know how those fucking caught on. Isn't that weird? Like how the nerdy sort of thing has become a packaged identity for people that they just like, yes, please fill in my personality. I would like to become this. And, like, I don't know. It's fucking... it baffles me. It's like that old thing people say all the time about, like, how the average person feels like an NPC. And it's like... it's cliche at this point, but you do get that impression sometimes. It's like, do they not have two brain cells to rub together? Like, what the fuck are you... How much health these guys have? Okay, we can kill them. Yeah. No. I'm not talking about fucking... The nerd thing was fucking dumb anyway. You know, I'm not exactly upset. But I did like it more when it was an insult. You know, it was never a fucking culture. Yeah, I don't feel good saying that either. It's dumb. I mean, if anything, there were... cultures, quote unquote, built around like more specific things, like fucking tabletop or something. But then the sort of blanket insult was nerd, which is fine. I mean, insults are fine, because that's a way to, like, to keep it away from the people who will ruin it. You know, if you're going to be made fun of for this, you got to be pretty fucking passionate about it. You know, you got to care about, yeah, exactly, a hobby. You have to care about it to some extent and not want people to fuck it up. Because if you didn't care, you would just say, like, well, fuck, I don't want people making fun of me. I'll just go, you know, watch TV or whatever the fuck, you know. But now it's like, well, yeah, it's hip. It's cool to be a nerd.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
The point I'm getting at basically is go home, gamer girl. Whoa, did that just give me a good thing? Ooh. Book just gave me something useful. That's the first time for everything, I guess.
In radiance, victory.
Do we want to camp? Oh no, we can only camp in the rooms, right? Yeah, lifestyle choice. Yeah, that's one way to put it. That is kind of how, yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it is, unfortunately. Let's rest up, even if we end up leaving here, just to get our stress down.
Gathered close in tenuous firelight and uneasy companionship.
Let's get your stress down. And turn back time. Minus 30 stress. That seems fucking great. Shit. You unstress him. We might just leave now. Dude, these stress heals are so good, and we're doing so well, like getting really far before having to use the log, that we could just use this team like fucking forever. These guys are amazing. And they still got shit left over. I mean, this is good. All companions minus 15 stress. Yeah, I guess, yeah, everybody's got like nothing now. Sweet. We might get ambushed here. No, not even an ambush. Oh, we're doing so good. Do we want to check out these last rooms? Yeah, let's push our luck. I mean, we're fine. Yeah, that kind of thing has always bugged me, and it's. I'm wondering like what's gonna be next. What's gonna be the thing that people make fun of now that's gonna catch on? But I don't know anymore, because who fucking makes fun of anything anymore? You can't make fun of shit. It's like, it'll offend somebody. Everything is fair game now, as far as like, you can be whatever you want, you know? Being Chad. Yeah, maybe. That kind of has come full circle. People, yeah. Just based on the power of that one image that's been going around, being a Chad has become suddenly like, yeah, I want to be a Chad. It wasn't even that long ago that was like, just like, it, in the matter of just a few years, it went from those were normal people to being people that are made fun of, back to being like, now we want to be a Chad. Like, that was the quickest circle of that I've ever seen. I guess we can actually do some damage with this guy, because we don't need to heal.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
That's another thing. I think I've heard there's some theory about that, like, now that the internet exists, a lot of social movements and like natural progressions of things are just moving faster. As we traveled from the hamlet and eerie dread grew, we all felt it, but did our best to shrug it off. Sleep was difficult until Raven, one of my companions, passed me a bitter concoction. The most devout of us, Therian, prayed softly for our safety, superstitious but well-intentioned, I suppose. I'm already falling asleep. Alright, well. You know what I mean, though? It's kind of the idea of, like anything connected to the internet is moving faster, because there's more people involved in anything that happens, and there's more sort of, I don't know, possibilities, and more, it just seems like everything that takes place on the internet or has some connection to it is amped up, at least a little bit. I guess we throw these away because technically this is worth more. It might also be a measure of people's attention spans, actually. It could also be that, lowering like shorter attention spans of the average person, which is shortening the amount of time that any one person can actually care about any trend. So trends come and go faster to meet with the demands of a shortening attention span, or a shrinking intelligence. It's possible. It could be something like that. Or it could be the same as it's always been. I always like that saying. I always thought it's funny because people always complain about, kids nowadays. But then there's like the classic comeback now is like, oh, people have been complaining about kids nowadays ever since the fucking Romans. And what I've always thought is, most people just leave it there. It's like, oh, okay, well, that shows that it's just nonsense. But I always thought, like, what does that say? Because that doesn't tell me that it's just been the same always. That sounds to me like we've just been getting fucking worse since the Romans. Like every successive generation has been worse, and we still haven't tried to solve that problem. It's just like, we've always been saying that. It's like if someone, this is a terrible analogy, but it's like if someone shit in your pool, and you just left it alone for a while, and you came back a few weeks later, and you're like, why is there fucking shit in the pool? And you're like, your friend says like, dude, people have been asking about that shit for weeks. Everybody asks about this shit. Don't worry about it. There's always been shit there. It's like, that doesn't make me feel any better, man. There's still shit in the pool.
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
This is the first battle here that's actually, like, somewhat, like, actually a full set of guys who might actually be able to do something to us, but I think we're honestly fine. Sit the guy in the back. Dodge. Well, if we could finish off, we might be able to kill the guy in the back. Wasn't photos, film, and jazz not considered art at first? I don't know about that, actually. I don't know. I don't know enough about the history of any of those things. I know film originally was used as more of like a documentary sort of thing before it was ever used as like art. At least I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm just making that up, but I think it was, like war footage and shit like that, or like, photos of the Queen or some dumb shit, Oh, are you serious? Kill this fucker. There it is. Photos I could definitely see not being considered art because there are still a lot of people who like don't really consider it art, that much. I can't remember that one artist. I used to think it wasn't really until I saw this one artist who does all photographs, and I can't remember his fucking name, so. But he was pretty good. He had these really eerie pictures of like, it was like everyday life sort of, and like streets and like suburbs and stuff, but like there was always something just a little bit off, and he would like put together these scenes, like these massive sets, to make just the right atmosphere for the picture he wants. And I started reading about the guy, and it's like, okay, yeah, this definitely qualifies, I think. Most early film is experimental stuff, like old radar games of the Ford. Yeah. But that's the thing. I mean, it is like, it's a cycle. It starts out really experimental with where people are just trying to find what there is, and there's always seems to be like every medium seems to have a golden age that's right in between the experimental shit where they have no idea what they're doing and the commercialization shit where like they know exactly what they're doing. It's always the in between that is like the golden age, where like it's not as well produced as the stuff that comes later, but it's also not as boring and like already, it's not treading the same ground as the stuff that comes later. Let's do a quick party heal. How old is film? Games are maybe 40 years. That's true. I mean, it's interesting. Games are, I don't know where games are, because you could say that they're in like later stages just because they've sort of started to catch on the regular population, and a lot of them are becoming very commercialized. But at the same time, there's also like a lot of indie shit that's coming out, and a lot of like interesting stuff. I mean, weird stuff coming out nowadays. That's like, yeah, it's something. And so I don't know. Maybe, although maybe the indie games are like its own cycle, but no, not really, because that would, there's no they don't exclude it like that with film. Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Even when it gets commercialized, there's still good movies that come out and good music that comes out and that kind of thing. I think the number just maybe goes down, or maybe it's just not as widely recognized, or I don't fucking know. Maybe that's part of the cycle, is that when it's in the beginning stages, everybody is like a small, like with movies, when it's in the beginning stages, everybody is a small-time director. You know, there's no such thing as big Hollywood directors at that stage. Not really, at least at the very beginning. And then at the end, all the big movies are big all-star directors. And the middle part with the golden age is like there are some all-star directors, but even they are still finding their ground, so it's still a bit experimental. So maybe later on, there's really no difference. There's still good stuff being made, but it's not being made, since it's not being made by a big-time director, and that's what is sort of valued nowadays, or in that stage of the medium, people don't care. People don't recognize the stuff that was really good, whereas earlier on, it took a lot less, you know, marketing and shit to get recognized. I don't know. You heard good stuff about the new Blade Runner? I was thinking about picking that up, especially since I just read the book that it was based on. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which was much different than the first movie, anyway, than Blade Runner. But I've been thinking of rewatching Blade Runner after reading the book, and then seeing the new one, too. The rebirths of film, like the 70s. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's too simple to put him into, like, you know, like, very simplistic patterns. Hamlet's growing in news. It might only be, the pattern might only be just our perception of industries. Like, maybe just the general population starts to feel certain ways at different parts in an industry's or a medium's history, but the medium itself might not change as much as we think it does. But, of course, what we think it does affects sales and shit like that, so it does matter, in a way. We can construct all new buildings. Oh. They're rare loot items for age... Oh, okay. Blueprints. Oh. That's new. That's, or at least new since last time I played. You know, a year ago or something. 2 years, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. Yeah, I think there are probably cycles, because it seems like fucking everything works in cycles, although when you start thinking like that, you might just start seeing it. When you've got a hammer, all you see are nails, but I think it probably is. But yeah, what are the cycles? Defining that might be the hardest bit there. What do we have? A monument with no purpose. Okay, cool. 5% interest in the bank. Yeah, fucking right. I'll just put it in crypto and make fucking, 100%. Yeah, bank. 5% though is pretty fucking good for a bank nowadays. Why did it? Oh, I clicked here. Oh, I see. Torchlight is more beneficial. That sounds great. We gotta save up for a lot of this though. These are expensive. Plus 15% healing when eating. Some food is granted for free. All right. Idle stress release increased by 10. That's really fucking good. These are all fucking great. 2 bottles of the blood brewed each week. That'll be good if we ever activate the Crimson Court thing. More scouting chance and critical for some guys. That's pretty good. More stun and healing. Oh, stop doing that. Yeah, just stat increases and stuff. Nothing we can really get though.